Hello friends, welcome to my channel AMIE online classes. Today we will discuss about how to derive the expression for circumferential or hoop stress and longitudinal stress. So let us start the derivation step by step. Here you will have a thin cylinder. We will derive the expression for hoop stress or circumferential stress and longitudinal stress of a thin cylinder subjected internal pressure P, correct? So here you will have three views of the cylinder. This is first view of the cylinder, this is second view, this is third view, so that you will get the things clearly. Okay, you will have clear picture when you are deriving the expression. So let's a thin cylinder containing a liquid. So the liquid will have a pressure, that is, suppose P is the internal pressure acting on the thin cylinder when it is containing a liquid, or liquid may be liquid or gas. Okay, so this is, suppose T is the internal pressure. Sorry, this is P is the internal pressure, D is the internal diameter of the thin cylinder, correct? Internal diameter. And L is the length of the cylinder, correct? T is the thickness of the cylinder, thickness of the cylinder, correct? So when a thin cylinder containing a liquid of pressure P, this is the view of the thin cylinder, and this is half part of the cylinder. This half part I have drawn separately. This is the half part to make you clear how the forces are acting. This is front view of the cylinder, and each and every dimension is written over here. Now, when a pressure is acting circumferentially, we will derive the equation of hoop stress. Hoop stress sigma C, or circumferential, this is the circumferential, this is also known as circumferential stress, circumferential stress, correct? So when a pressure is acting on the thin cylinder circumferentially, that is known as hoop stress. So here pressure is acting circumferentially. This is, if you cut over here, then you will get the same view. If you cut over here, then you will get same view. So if we calculate the circumferential stress of the cylinder, then how can we calculate? When a pressure is acting on the thin cylinder, then the thin cylinder can withstand the pressure up to some extent, and when it exceeds, then what will happen? The thin cylinder can burst, it can burst. Okay, so when a pressure will act, then the body will offer a resisting force also to maintain its existence. Body will try to apply an opposite force against the pressure, internal pressure P, so that it will maintain its existence. So we will have two forces when a pressure is acting on a thin cylinder. One force will be, that is bursting force. Bursting force, correct? So we know that from the definition of the force, force is equal to how much? Force is equal to pressure into area, correct? So pressure, internal pressure is given, that is P, and what will be the area? Area will be this much, length into distance, length and breadth, length into breadth. So length is how much? L, and what is the breadth? That is D. So area will be D into L. Here you can find the area of the cylinder. This is D and this is length, this is breadth, this is width, this is the width of the cylinder, and this is width means diameter. This diameter, if I multiply diameter into length, then we will get the area of the cylinder. So that I have written over here, P into D into L. So that is equation number 1. Now resisting force F R is equal to, what will be the resisting force? What is the resistance area? This is the resistance area, this one that I have drawn over here, this one. This is the, means a stress will apply, a stress will be induced, or a stress will be offered by the body to maintain its existence. So force is equal to how much? Resisting force. So resisting force is equal to stress, that we know from the definition, stress into area, because stress is equal to force upon area. So suppose stress is, that is circumferential stress or hook stress, that is sigma C, and what will be the area? Body will offer the resisting force at this part to maintain its existence. In which part? This part, and the area of this part is, we can calculate, thickness is given, length is given, this is rectangle, so length into breadth, and there will be two sections, this part and this part. From both the part, body will offer a resisting force, so stress will be induced over here and here also. So if I multiply the area into 2, then we will get the area of total area of the section, 2 into L into T. Suppose this is equation number 2. Now in equilibrium, what will happen? This force and this force will be equal. So FB is equal to FR. From equation number 1 and 2, we get the value of FB is equal to P into D into L is equal to sigma C into L into T, and this L and L will be cancelled. 2 will be here, 2 into area. So sigma C is equal to, sorry, what I cancelled here, L and L will be cancelled. Okay, so PD upon 2T, correct? This is known as hoop stress. This is the expression of hoop stress for the thin cylinder. Now let us derive the equation for longitudinal stress. Longitudinal stress, correct? That is sigma L. Now let us draw one more figure over here. Longitudinal. Now the pressure is acting along the x-axis, but in case of hoop stress, pressure was acting along the y-axis, correct? So this is the thickness. So we will have one circle over here, correct? This is the thickness of the cylinder T. This is the internal diameter of the cylinder D, correct? Now pressure is acting along the x-axis like this. This is the pressure, correct? P, this is the thickness of the cylinder. T, this is the length of the cylinder L. Now in this case also there will be two forces. One force, that is bursting force, FB is equal to force, bursting force is equal to P into area. Now in this case what will be the area? Because the pressure is applying in this direction. Okay, so at this end you will have one circle, and this end also you will have one circle. So this is the circle. Okay, so this will be P into area. Pressure is acting over here, not at this direction, not in this direction, in this direction. So pressure is acting over here, force is acting over here. So what will be the area? Area will be the circle of pi by 4 d square. That is equation number 1. Now the resisting force F R is equal to how much? Stress, that is longitudinal stress into area. So what will be the area? Area will be this much, area of this circular part. So area of this circle is pi d circumference into thickness T, equation number 2. Now in equilibrium these forces will be equal. In equilibrium FB equal to FR from equation number 1 and 2 we get the value of FV. What is the value of FV? The value of FV is P upon 4 into pi into d square equal to sigma L into pi d into t. Now d and d will be cancelled and this pi and pi will be cancelled, correct? So finally we will have the value of longitudinal axis, that is longitudinal stress, that is PD upon 4T. This is the longitudinal stress of a thin cylinder, correct? When F pressure P is acting. Now what we observed from the derivation, that we can write longitudinal stress PD upon 2T upon 2. Can I write? And the value of this PD upon 2T is how much? That is known as hoop stress. So hoop stress upon 2. So what we observed, what we found? We found that longitudinal stress is half of the hoop stress, or hoop stress is equal to twice of longitudinal stress, correct? So this formula will be helping you while you are solving the problems or numerical, correct? Okay friends, thank you very much for watching my videos. If you like my videos, so please subscribe my channel so that you will get direct notification of the videos whenever we upload the new videos. Okay, thank you very much.